Here we are on Sanderlin Road, and that opposite there is the Racquetball Club of Memphis, and that's where, after Dr. George Nichopoulos had got Elvis into squash as a way to lose weight and keep healthy, he and Elvis and Dr. George Nichopoulos' son Dean would come here to play racquetball, which Elvis got into enough that he eventually, in 1975, built his own racquetball court in Graceland, which we saw yesterday. Okay, so we're going back now to the Poplar Avenue. Somewhere across the way there was White Station, and there's famous photos of that Alfred Wertheimer took of Elvis after arriving back in Memphis from New York on the 4th of July in preparation for his concert that night at Russwood Park in Memphis. And it's not an official designated stop, but the train slowed down and Elvis jumped off, impatient to get back home onto Audubon, and walked the rest of the way. And that would have been somewhere in this vicinity. So next brief stop here on Poplar is here at the Plaza Shopping Centre, and specifically here. This was once the Plaza Cinema, opened in 1952, closed, I think, from memory, 1986. Wasn't a cinema that Elvis came to, was not known to have come too often, but he did come here on one occasion. October 21st, 1956, he brought his Biloxi girlfriend June Waniko here primarily to see the film footage of his welcome home Tupelo concerts in September, the month before. The visit ended in Elvis and June having to have a police escort out of the cinema after he was recognised. They got out unscathed, but Elvis's car was quite damaged, with all the girls wanting to just have a piece of anything that related to Elvis. Elvis also wanted to get out quick because he'd been in court just 2 days before over his fight with gas station attendants on the 18th of October. And although Elvis was cleared on the 19th, the judge told him to keep away from any situations that might cause public disorder. So a quick stop here. This is Messick High School. Elvis performed 2 shows here, late January or early February 1955, in support of Bob Neal's son to be elected to school council. Bob Neal was Elvis's manager at the time, and Elvis did 2 concerts here. So we're here now at the Fairgrounds Park in Memphis. This impressive looking structure in front. This is the Memphis Mid-South Coliseum. It did used to have the lettering going along the top there, Mid-South Coliseum. Mid-South Coliseum opened in 1964, and some of the artists who played here include the Beatles, The Who, James Brown, Led Zeppelin, and of course, more importantly from my perspective, Elvis. Elvis played here in March of '74, again in 1975, and once more in 1976. He was also due to end the tour that was to start the day after he died on August 17th in Portland, Maine. It was a short tour. It was due to end the end of August back here at the Mid-South Coliseum. course, the 1970 one of the 1974 appearances here at the Coliseum was released at the time, which is a good album with obviously the enthusiasm of a home crowd. Now it's just an empty shell, and each year there seems to be reports of staving off demolition, which will probably be the ultimate fate of the Coliseum. Which is sad. Another part of Memphis, another part of Elvis history, another part of what they call Lost Memphis. That, perhaps even more impressive structure over there, is the Liberty Bowl, home of Memphis Tigers. The Liberty Bowl opened in 1965 as Memphis Memorial Stadium. It actually didn't become the Liberty Bowl until 1976, of course the bicentennial year. Elvis came here in 74 and 75 to watch what were the Memphis Southmen, who changed their name then to Memphis Grizzlies in 75. They were part of a World Football League that apparently only ran for 2 years. Elvis was a big fan of American football and attended here with his entourage and Linda Thompson. This whole area out in front here used to be the Fairgrounds. Elvis would come here very, very often after his career began, and would rent out the whole amusement park after hours for friends and family. Of course, the most famous ride here, and one of Elvis's favourite attractions was the Zippin Pippin, which was set up behind that building across there. Fairgrounds were actually here from 1920 until 1974. Then the new Libertyland in 1975. Again, was known to rent it out after hours. It was actually here less than a week before he died with Lisa Marie and her friends. So we've come from Mid-South Coliseum, which is behind that building there. Just come around here to this part of the Fairgrounds Park, which is called Tiger Lane. You had the Fairgrounds back behind that building there, which is, I think, the only original structure from this park left. This area here was where the annual Mid-South Fair was held for many years, right up until 2008. And it was a big event in the Memphis calendar. It used to be called Montgomery Park. There used to be a racetrack and a swimming pool somewhere. You know, back up in that far corner, I believe, is the Memphis Children's Museum. You know, the Liberty Bowl there, Mid-South Coliseum, and just see the top of the dome over there. And the Zippin Pippin in the Fairgrounds would have run behind this building lengthwise. The entrance then to Libertyland would be just to the right of this building there, just down diagonally from the corner of that building. That would have been the entrance to the old Libertyland amusement park. So this is Memphis Fairgrounds, where Elvis spent a lot of happy time, no doubt, with his after-hours parties.